Hey everybody, welcome back to Durbins Bourbon. We're going to do a video on 4 bourbons under 20 bucks. We do a lot of bourbons, whiskeys, scotches that are kind of expensive in some way or another. So we thought we'd throw some stuff that I had in the collection that are approachable, cheap, not cheap, cheap's a bad word, inexpensive.
Yes.
Yeah, good word. Inexpensive and good. Some are really good and some not so much, maybe. We'll see. We poured 4 each in the order of the bottle, so you can see like this bottle and Josh's bottle on the far right or left goes just like each bottle. So this one would represent left to right. So we'll be able to know what we're drinking.
And it's not from there. It's nothing specific we picked out.
Yeah.
Like Joe said, he has some. We just found the ones that he had that were under 20 bucks in the collection. Pulled out 4. That's about all you had, anyways.
Yeah.
There's a couple other ones, but these ones are readily available. Some of them been around forever. Mm-hmm. So we figured we'd give them a shot, and it's probably been a while since I've tried most of these.
Some of them I bought because of history, like the Rebel Yell goes all the way back to Stitzel Weller. It's I believe, I might be mistaken, but it used to be a wheated bourbon. Rebel Yell was in the group of whiskeys that Stitzel Weller sold back in the day when they started out and when they opened up their new distillery on Derby Day in, was it 1950s or something like that. So I kind of was on that Pappy craze and all that, and I thought, I see Rebel Yell, I want to buy it, so I grabbed it. It's inexpensive. What's Rebel Yell going for nowadays?
Rebel Yell is $18 where we live.
So yeah, not bad.
So and then Evan Williams this is the Bottle and Bond Evan Williams. They have I don't know what it's called, but it's a black label Evan Williams. It's kind of like their signature brand. It's probably 13 or 14 bucks, but this one is 15. It's the Bottle and Bond, so it's 100 proof. It's been aged at least 4 years. And then Ancient Age, which is also super old, isn't it?
It's
been around forever.
Actually, it was before Buffalo Trace was Buffalo Trace Distillery. It was Ancient Age Distillery. When Elmer T. Lee was a master distiller there, it was Ancient Age, and then he stayed on, and it became Buffalo Trace. Wow. So it has a lot of history behind the label. It's been around a long time, and they haven't changed the recipe.
So yeah, when you're drinking this, it's just like they made it when they started. Well, I mean, besides weathered age and all that stuff, but it's roughly the same, and it's only $12. It's at 80 proof though. Most your bourbons are going to be 90 proof or somewhere in that range. But it's an 80 proof, and then like Joe said, the Rebel Yell we already went over, and then Ezra Brooks, which is my favorite cheap, inexpensive bourbon. Sorry, I don't want to throw that around. I like. Well, we'll see when I try it, but it's kind of like my, I don't know, I guess table bourbon, something I'll drink at home when I just want to mix it with some ice and maybe a little bit of water, sit outside. But it's 90 proof, and it's $14 for the Ezra. So I don't know. I've had Evan Williams bonded and the Ezra Brooks enough times to know that I like both, but the other two I couldn't tell you. So it'll be fun to try it.
Little fun fact on Ancient Age. It is probably in the batch, maybe close to Rebel Yell. It is aged at least 36 months.
Ooh.
It's a young
How many
whiskey.
years is that?
36 months. 12 and 12 is 24, so...
What's another 12?
3 years. So...
Oh boy. I knew you had it in you.
I'm exhausted now. So it's a 3-year, minimum. It's a 3-year whiskey. Part of the history on that younger whiskeys was after Prohibition, all the whiskeys were depleted stocks. So once the producers started going back up full speed, they had no stock because they'd been doing whiskey for medicinal, and they had depleted all their stocks.
Medicinal.
So they needed to get they needed to get whiskey out there to the consumer, because back in the day, the consumer wanted whiskey. So they would get as young a whiskey that they could produce that was still quality and had a decent flavor or consistent flavor, and they would bottle it and get it out there. So this is a good representation of that product of the day. So it's got a little history behind it. So I'm curious to see how it goes. Obviously it's half gone, so I've drank it. I don't know. All the whiskeys are decent. I haven't had a lot of the Rebel Yell though. So
let's try them, man.
Yeah. So here we go.
Got 4 to try.
We're going to be trying Evan Williams Bottle and Bond.
Which we both had numerous times.
This is multiple bottles. I make Evan Williams Bottle and Bond. This makes a great old fashioned.
Ooh.
Good
a little
nose.
Sweetness, yeah. A little sweetness. Don't
Caramel,
get a whole lot
vanilla.
of don't get a whole lot of char, barrel stuff, but
it's got a good color. Well, you know, with the Bottle and Bond, because of the laws that go in, it has
4
to be a
years,
minimum of 4 years. So, in 100 proof, 1 distillation season, 1 distiller, and 1 distillery. So there's a lot of federal regulations that go into Evan Williams Bottle and Bond that makes it Bottle and Bond whiskey.
Right. Cheers.
That's a good whiskey.
Yeah.
You got the alcohol proof. You can tell it's 100 proof. Yeah.
A little vanilla. A little of that leathery barrel.
It's got a little bit of a finish on it too. It's lingering a little bit. Not a bad whiskey.
For $15, I mean, 100 proof.
Yeah, it's definitely a good one.
Yeah.
For sure. I definitely agree with that. And that's probably like my 4th or 5th bottle I've had of the Evan Williams.
Yeah, it's like you said, it's good for making, if you're going to make cocktails and stuff, because it's got good flavor. You're not putting something super cheap and not so good in there. It's a good quality. It's not fantastic by any means, but it's a good cheap,
great bourbon,
inexpensive. God, I keep saying cheap.
It's a great bourbon to have in your cabinet, you know. And like the Ezra is another good one, but
I love that.
We'll get to that here in a little bit because
let's try the Rebel or Ancient Age. That's what we're at.
Ancient Age. It's got a good nose.
It does.
Vanilla, brown sugar. Brown sugar. I got a lot of brown sugar.
What's that? It's almost. I'm getting the not camphor, but like that paint thinner.
Yeah.
But not bad though. It's not like
the paint thinner is a characteristic of a younger spirit, a younger whiskey. It seems you have
3 years though, right?
That's not bad. It's got a little bit of color. You can see a little bit of color.
Yeah, it's like the lighter side of honey, I'd say.
Yep. So, and depending on what warehouse they put it in, they may throw some Ancient Age in warehouse H.
Yeah, it's got that
because this is Buffalo Trace Distillery.
A little chemically, like nail polish. Well, I guess that's paint thinner. Same. I don't know if you're getting it, but anyways.
I'm getting a lot of brown sugar.
I get brown sugar, molasses.
Yeah, molasses. And a little bit of that paint thinner. Yeah.
Let's give her a shot. I don't get a whole lot.
No.
Is that the...
Nope, that's not the one. That's not the one. Short finish.
I don't get a whole lot of flavor to it.
No, it doesn't have a lot of depth.
No.
I would
it's
say
not bad though.
It's not bad.
I could sip it.
Mm-hmm. You could throw an ice cube in there.
I think if you watered it down, it would really taste like nothing.
Yes, I think it would lose everything, and it would just be like a slightly whiskey flavored water.
I'll usually do my Ezra Brooks with some ice and stuff, and it mellows it out because maybe because it's 90 proof. Maybe it's the proof. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it doesn't have a whole lot.
What is the proof on this?
80.
Oh yeah.
It doesn't have a whole lot going on.
No, it's
a little.
It's not.
I get a little earthy. That earthy taste. Not a whole lot of barrel.
No.
A little sugary, kind of.
Little. You pick up a little of that brown sugar. It's not. I wouldn't call it complex at all. It's a bottom shelf bourbon.
Right.
Good for keeping in the cabinet.
$12.
The cool thing about these bottom shelf bourbons, if you have them in your bar and you've got that friend that wants to drink a lot and they just like pour it into giant tall glasses and add water and just go through it like a fish.
These are good ones.
Great bourbons because you're not losing any money and your buddies or your girlfriends are having a good time and they're enjoying themselves and you're not out $60 because they go through a bottle in an evening.
Because they don't care if it's $10 or $60. They'll just
they're mixing it anyway. So these are good mixers so far. These two, I know this one. I use it in old fashions all the time. This one I bought.
This would be a good one for people that aren't very fond of whiskey, and you have a whiskey drink. I think.
Yeah.
Because it's not going to add a whole lot of whiskey flavor.
No, it's pretty tame. It's very tame. Little bit of little bit of the consistent flavors.
Yeah.
But not real strong because it hasn't had that time in the barrel.
So that's it. All right, let's try the Rebel Yell.
Moving on to Rebel Yell.
I like the nose better than the Ancient Age.
It's got a decent color. I don't know about the age. It says here, original time-honored recipe. Kentucky small bourbon whiskey, original time-honored recipe, 80 proof, distilled and aged by Rebel Yell Distillery, Louisville, Kentucky, since 1849. So it does have that history behind it. Whether or not the mash bill is consistent and the same one they used all the way back then, who knows? At this point, I didn't do a lot of research on this one. I bought it based on a lot of the history I'd read on the Van Winkles, and it used to be in their portfolio, so I'm like, I gotta have it. So
it's got a pretty decent nose.
Yeah, it does.
I think. I mean, it's
sugary and sweet.
Yes, yep. That's what I was gonna say.
Sugary,
brown
sweet.
Sugar, same as the other. Well, not same as the other, but I think this one's stronger.
A little higher. So
what's the proof on this? 80?
80, yeah.
So for the 280 proofs, this one I feel is a little stronger smelling.
Yeah.
I get a little vanilla.
A little hint of vanilla.
Don't get a whole lot of like the leather and stuff.
No.
Must not be in the barrel very long. Yeah.
These younger whiskeys, they haven't spent enough time to pick up those characteristics from the barrel, like your leather tannins.
When you were saying before, that's where a lot of this stuff gets its flavors, being in the barrel for a long time.
They just have that that young flavor.
It smells pretty good though, to me.
It does. Should we try it?
Yeah. Cheers again, buddy.
It's a little sweet. I've got, actually, for a first time, I've got tobacco.
Oh, I could see that.
I've got tobacco, and I think that might be the one that caused me to spit up a little bit.
So awesome. I wish that was on video.
Yeah.
I get that tobacco. That's a good. That's good.
That just came out of nowhere. Yeah. So
I remember having this before. Excuse me. I don't know if I had it in my house, and I didn't like it very much, but
no, I'm not a fan. I'm gonna spit that right out. I am not a fan.
I don't think it's horrible. You do though.
Yeah, I'm not liking it. You can't. There can't be every whiskey we try where like it's fantastic.
No, that one is. You're right. It's got that. That is a great. That tobacco-y.
I've never had that pop out in any whiskey.
Like a big old chunk of Red Man or something.
Maybe, or Lucky Strike, or
like breaking open a cigarette.
Oh,
gross.
Yeah, I'm not a fan. It's a no recommend for me.
You gotta,
for the collection, I'm glad I got it. As you watch us over the years, this will probably stay right there.
Yeah,
I'm probably not
be
going
having
to drink
it.
it.
It's definitely not. I don't think it's as bad as he thinks it is, but I wouldn't buy it. With other cheaper ones that you can buy. I mean, Ancient Age is by far better.
I gotta try
You should. I'll try
it. No, that's a hard pass. No, thumbs down for me. I'm not a fan.
He's actually gagging. That's the best thing ever.
Nope, no. That's not for me. Somebody might like it. Please don't discredit my palate. It's just that's not one of my favorites.
I don't think it's horrible.
I'm not a fan.
Yeah, I see that when you're retching.
That must have been the one I took a drink of when I had a little spit up, we'll call it, just to be correct. A little spit up.
It's like a little baby. I think you're being burped.
All right, so.
All right, let's try the Ezra. Hopefully that's not the one that made...
No, there's no way I didn't even take a drink of that.
Just smelling that, to me, is better than the rest.
And we simply ran out of glasses. These are Norland glasses. Basically, they're a glass that has their hand blown, and it has the bulb, very similar, the bulb of a Glencairn glass blown inside of another glass, and it has small fins inside of there. So when you roll the whiskey around, it hits the fins and it aerates the whiskey just enough to dissipate some of the higher alcohol proofs, and you can get a better nose on it without that alcohol burn. They're a much larger opening than your Glencairns, but it does have the same principle. They are a great glass, so they're another recommended glass out there. If we were doing glasses, Glencairns and Norlands, I would recommend them. They're a great glass to drink whiskey out of.
I like the nose on this is refreshing compared to the last one. Yeah, vanilla for sure. Sweetness.
I got vanilla.
Like the sugar, like we said, brown sugar.
Yeah.
Almost like I feel like I got my nose in there.
Yeah.
Do you feel like that with this glass?
Yeah, because the glass is bigger, so the alcohol is dissipating faster. The Ezra Brooks is a 80 proof?
90.
No, 90 proof.
Ooh.
So a little higher alcohol content. It's a great mixer. I use it in my old fashions as well. It's also really good with just on the rocks. Throw it and have some ice.
Apparently your dogs are fighting.
Mm-hmm. That's a decent whiskey.
That's like a caramel, vanilla. It's pretty sweet.
Mm-hmm. Good.
Not
finish
a lot of
too.
oak. Good finish.
Yeah. Good.
Not a whole for 90 proof. I don't get that cinnamon.
No.
Heat that you get.
Yeah, it's got a good finish.
I would say, I could easily say now that Ezra Brooks, hands down, beats those other three for me.
For you?
For me. I don't know if it's because I drink it more often. Like
probably.
I said, it's my...
That's one of your go-tos.
Yeah.
For me, mine would be between the Ezra and the Evan Williams Bottle and Bond.
That'd be good.
I think both of those are great whiskeys.
That does have a good smell too.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
The other two, even Ancient Age
is decent for a younger product.
Decent, but I agree with you on the Rebel Yell. I wouldn't. I mean, if you're, I don't know, if it's in your market and it's cheap and you want to try it, it's not going to put you out too much, but it's not that good.
No. And the Rebel Yell, for me, stay away. Not worth the
Should
money.
make him drink it every time.
No, not worth it. So that's four whiskeys, bourbons, under $20 on Durbin's Bourbon. Some are worth your adding, this one, this one, this one.
Mm-hmm.
In my opinion, you could add them. They're good. Either of these two, the two on the outside edges.
I agree.
All day long, they're great.
H&H is kind of cool because the history, I think, like,
and it's
to
decent
have in your collection if you like that, and it's not bad.
No,
but
not bad at all.
But yeah, these, like you said, these two, they're legitimately good.
Yeah.
Whiskeys.
Excellent bourbons to add to your collection and for mixing and stuff too.
Yeah, and like you said, for that friend that comes over and can drink a whole fifth by themselves,
right?
And throw one of those at them. Here you go.
Yeah, there you go.
Go out by the fire pit, and
yeah, you're out $15.
Right.
Let's see. I'll stick with the Ezra.
Yeah, me too.
Let's see. Like and subscribe. We're on Instagram. We're on Facebook. We're on YouTube. So if you like what you see and you want to see more, like and subscribe. Pass it on to your friends, family, everybody. If you have videos you'd like us to do, please put a comment down there. We'll review it. If you have a whiskey that you're not sure about and you're curious, ask us. We've probably had it. If not, we'll try and find it and do a review for you. I think that about wraps it up. Anything to add, buddy?
No, I think we covered everything. So.
All right. As always, enjoy your whiskey or bourbons
Any way you like.
Cheers, everybody.